Apex Legends is a new free-to-play battle royale game that's been released on the EA Origins platform, and the minimum specs require that you need an i3 6300 or an FX 4350 for the CPU, 6GB of RAM, and also a GT 640 or a HD 7700. So it looks like it's pretty easy to enter this game on a budget. But today we're more or less going to try and go for those recommended specs to get a better gaming experience, which state that you need an i5 3570K, which is a 4-core 4-threaded processor, 8GB of RAM, and also a GTX 970 or an R9 290. So guys, what are we waiting for? Let's put this PC together. So here's what I've got so far for this build. Now, the good thing is about today's video is I've put together a list for you guys. If you don't want to go out and look for deals like I've done here on these parts, I've got a list where I'll put the links in the description below where you can buy it now on a lot of these parts and still get really good deals. But first off here, RX 570. I got this for around $50 US, 70 Australian dollars, and it's such a good deal at this price. This is a 4GB version. On eBay at the moment, you can currently get this for $90 US, free shipping in the US for the 8GB version. Absolute bargain. And then we've got the CPU here, which is the X3440. This is 4 cores, 8 threads, and it's overclockable. You can pick these up for $18 US off AliExpress. And then for the cooler, I got this thrown in with the deal when I was in the USA, but apparently word on the street is the new meta for CPU coolers is the Vodul on AliExpress for $13 US, which will do a fine job of overclocking this CPU. Now for memory, we've got here 8GB of DDR3 memory. I picked this up on a deal when I was on the road challenging Christopher Yee in the United States. And then for the SSD, they're so cheap at the moment. $20 US for a brand new SSD. That's gonna make our system so fast, so responsive when it comes to loading up games and just using Windows. And then we've got the power supply. I got this thrown in with a deal, but currently you can get a power supply for around about $30 US brand new. So if you don't like risking it with used power supplies, you can go with the new option. But I've always dealt with these used power supplies and they don't present any problems to me, usually, fingers crossed. Anyway guys, I've still got to pick up a motherboard, which in this case we need an H55 motherboard. I'm getting one on a deal for 40 Aussie dollars, which is about 28 USD. But if you can't wait and you've got to buy one now, you can currently get them for around $49 shipped. So it is a little bit expensive for the motherboard, but everything else on this build is so cheap that this motherboard really makes this build worth it. And then we've got, last of all, the case. I've found one for 10 Aussie dollars. This is an old school case, and I actually need one with the power supply mounted up the top because our power supply itself has short cable runs. But anyway guys, let's go pick up the rest of the parts and make one epic budget gaming PC. Please never do this to a motherboard again, because Nick said it was working. I took his word for it. And I'm guessing he put the tissue in afterwards and then closed off the socket and then didn't really look at it ever again. So now I've tried bending all the pins back. They do look pretty decent. But again, with that many bent pins, all you need is a few little micro bends in the wrong spots and the system won't boot, or at least the CPU won't be recognized properly. So there's only one thing left to do with this board, and that's just give it some tech yes loving. So hallelujah, this build is finally working, but the problem here is that this case as well, it's so rusty inside, and that fan is just like on its way out. It's really noisy. So I kind of blame myself. I should have opened this case up when I went to buy it and check inside and just refused it, because this is like 2 parts now that I should have checked, and they're the 2 parts that I picked up today, and they're just not up to par in my opinion. Like, they're not even worth the money I paid. Like, well, definitely for the motherboard, that doesn't even work. And then for the case, like, I don't even know if that's worth 10 bucks. But anyway, with all that aside, let's get some beauty roll of this thing, overclock it, and then finally start installing Apex Legends. So we've just finished up doing the benchmarks on Apex Legends, and the results are really good. With medium and low settings, 1080p, we're getting over 100 average FPS. FPS, which is really good. We've played some other games as well. Resident Evil 2, we're getting over 90 average FPS. And then Shadows of the Tomb Raider, in the benchmark, we got over 50 FPS on high settings. So basically this little Xeon here, the X3440, it's no joke. It's a really good CPU, even in 2019, playing some of the latest titles and getting some really good FPS. Now in all of today's titles, the CPU wasn't going 100% either, which means that we're still GPU bound by the RX 570. So that's really good news. I'm actually shocked at how well this CPU does. If you guys want to know how to overclock this CPU, then it's super easy. I've made a whole tutorial dedicated to this motherboard and CPU combo. I'll put the link up here for you guys. All you have to do is change a few settings, put a good cooler on it, and then you shall have some great speeds, great FPS, and more importantly, amazing price performance. So there it is, guys. This PC behind me is just geared up to play 1080p games, even in 2019 with the latest titles. If you want to play CSGO, Dota 2, League of Legends, and this thing will just easily do so well in those titles. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, then you know what to do. Hit that like button. Let us know in the comment section below what you think of Apex Legends. Have you played it yet? I know my gameplay was pretty bad. I'm mainly just testing out the parts and seeing the performance of this particular rig and this combination of PC parts. But other than that, it did really well. I look forward to playing this game. It's actually quite enjoyable and it's free to play as well. So all you need to do is go get the PC parts, install Windows. And in this case, I was pretty lucky. The motherboard I got off King of the Coast that had a Windows 10 Pro activated license already installed on that motherboard. But anyway, guys, if you enjoy the content and you want to see more of it, make sure you hit the sub button with the little bell on. Also, if you want a really good deal on making your own website as well as cloud hosting options, then check out today's video sponsor, Hostinger, and use the link in the description below to get 15% off, further off the already incredible prices. And I'll catch you in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.